Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast, brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVRealtor.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. I'm excited because we've got a guest coming up on the program today, Chris Orestis, and we're going to be talking about taking care of mom and dad in their twilight years. That's an important subject.
Nice.
So as moms and dads are getting older for each and every one of us, it's a good idea to kind of have a good plan there. Hey, also, why are we afraid of sharks?
Because they eat people?
I think the answer is one word, Jaws. That's why we're afraid of sharks. According to experts, though, this is one of the things that we shouldn't really be afraid of. There are more myths, they say, about sharks than pretty much any other living creature. But contrary to popular belief, most sharks pose no danger whatsoever. They say you are safer swimming among sharks than you are driving a car. One zoologist even declared that most sharks are, and I quote, chinless cowards. Funny thing is, I was going to just say that about politicians.
You know what? How many times, though, do you hear about shipwrecks where the people got eaten by sharks while they were waiting to be... So I don't believe that.
Anyway, that's what they say. Who are you going to believe? The zoologist expert or Heidi?
Hey.
Coming up, we're going to find out what special things are happening today. That's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. Get razors for $1 a month plus a few bucks shipping, so you can enjoy fresh razors every month for as little as $3. Learn more at dollarshaveclub.com/radio.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
Thought you'd never ask. It's Wednesday. It is the 17th day of February, and today is Champion Crab Races Day. So it's a day to race like a crab. You ever do that where you walk like a crab walk?
I can honestly say I don't do that on
I
a
can't
regular
do
basis.
It. No, it's not my thing. How about My Way Day? Today's a day for me to get my way.
Oh, I like that.
No, that's not going to happen for me. National PTA Founders Day. So today must be the day that the PTA was founded. So Parent Teacher Association, isn't that what that stands for?
Sure.
So good job for all of those of you who have been involved. You can tell I have not. And the last one is it's World Human Spirit Day today, which I'm not sure what that is. I don't know how I'm going to celebrate, but whatever I do, I'm going to do it my way today on this Wednesday, the 17th day of February.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you want to buy or sell an RV, go to RVRealtor.com. List your RV for free. Learn more at RVRealtor.com.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. You know, over the weekend, we had this big holiday where people get chocolates. They get, for Valentine's Day, a lot of ladies and even some guys get chocolates. But before you eat those, you might want to listen to this. KTVT, it's a television station in Dallas, Texas, tested several brands of chocolates, including a bargain box at Target, some Whitman's chocolates, some Russell Stover's chocolates, Hershey's chocolates, and even a $44 box of Godiva's chocolates.
Okay.
Do you want to know what was in these things?
Yeah, I do.
Every single box contained some sort of foreign substance. Some included insect parts. Others included clothing fibers. Ugh. Some included human hair. One even contained metallic glitter. It says here, while the Godivas had clothing fibers, bug parts, and cat hair.
Cat hair?
Yeah. The good news, the lab said the pieces were all very tiny. It is impossible to make any natural product completely clean, and our stomachs can take care of the microscopic contaminants like that. They, by the way, found no rodent hairs. It's probably because they had that cat, that was walking around.
Yeah.
So, I'm not sure. I'm assuming the cat hair probably came from an employee that had a cat.
And they were standing and
that
making
was at
it,
work
and the cat hair fell into the...
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway.
That doesn't bother me. None of that bothers me.
None of that does?
No.
I'm not a fan of any of those things.
But in any kind of food, you've got to imagine there's flies flying around, and they're mixing up caramel chocolates. So flies are going to stick to those caramels.
I'm going to quit eating all of this stuff. You're just saying that so I won't eat any of your chocolate. All right. All I know is it must be true because even though it's disgusting, you heard it on the radio.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again?
844-204-1055.
And this is your brain on drugs. Although I do have to admit, there's absolutely no mention of alcohol or drugs in either story, but that's the only explanation. First one comes from Denny's in Chicago. 27-year-old Natasha West flipped out at the restaurant when a waitress told her, "Sorry, ma'am, you can't share your all-you-can-eat pancakes with other people." She had the $4 all-you-can-eat pancakes, and she was like, "That's all we need. We're just all going to share that."
Yeah.
She's like,
no.
Everybody can order that, but you can't do it that way.
Right.
So she flipped out, and the police had to come. Next story, because the only thing, there had to be drugs or alcohol involved, because could a person be that?
Oh, people can be. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. They
well, the
can.
next one. Wacky but true. Man pees in Walmart as he put a trout in his pants. What? Clarksville, Tennessee. A man was arrested after he urinated at Walmart while trying to put a package of trout in his trousers.
Wow.
What happened there? Like I said, doesn't mention drugs or alcohol in either story, but that's the only explanation. Anything else, I'm going to lose all hope in humanity. Moving on. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Keystone Treatment Center. Addiction is no laughing matter. Call Keystone Treatment Center toll-free at 1-844-204-1055.
The love of money can cause all kinds of evil, and it's also our catalyst for our moment of duh. Valparaiso, is that how you say it? Valparaiso, Indiana? I think it is. 24-year-old Walmart employee Christopher Sheets got a little bit of hot water. They have a self-service cash register, and when they were supposed to get a $1 bill, it would spit out a $20 bill.
Okay.
Rather than notify his boss, he worked there, keep in mind. He instead made 10 purchases
I bet he did.
and got about $600 in change.
Wow.
A store security official later discovered that the $20 bills and the $1 bills were loaded in the wrong slots. They found that out when somebody was actually supposed to get a $20 bill and they got a $1 bill.
Oh, yeah. Those are the people who are going to say something right away.
Yeah, but everybody else was going, hey, awesome. I'm supposed to get $2 and I got $40. So this went on. How long do you suppose this happened?
I have no idea.
4.5 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, nobody said anything until somebody finally got a 1 instead of a 20. Then they said, hey, got a problem. There you go. Coming up, we've got your scoop of the day.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now, your scoop of the day. A study finds that people who use America Online and use their AOL email give the most money to political campaigns. Not sure why, but they find the people who give the most money to political campaigns still have AOL email. Do you know anybody with AOL email?
I don't.
I know 2 people with AOL, and they're both older people. Not saying that's a bad thing. Hey, moving right on. The latest trend among overbearing parents is to call job interviewers and say, why didn't my kid get hired?
Oh, my gosh.
I could see you do that, though.
No, I wouldn't.
Oh, I could see you do that.
No, that's one thing I would not do. My kids haven't been hired for certain jobs. I've never called.
I know there was one place you're like, why do we still go there? They didn't get hired. I'm like, because we're still going to go there. I don't care. All right. Hey, in a recent survey, about 85% of millennials consider online flirting a form of cheating.
Yeah.
So I like that.
I would agree.
So don't flirt online because that is a form of cheating. Just like, in-person flirting would
If you're
be.
doing anything that you can't tell your spouse about, it's wrong.
Don't do it. If you wouldn't do it with them sitting right next to you, then don't do it. An Ohio man charged with stalking Gwyneth Paltrow says that he sent her dozens of messages in the hopes that she might marry him.
Yeah.
Isn't she already married?
I have no
Dante
idea.
Sosu testified last week that he wanted his messages to show her his unconditional love and friendship. He also said, I have no animosity towards her after she testified against him in a previous stalking case. The 66-year-old is charged with felony stalking. Sosu sent Paltrow 66 messages and packages, between 2009 and 2015. He was thinking, the next one is going to be it. That's what happened with us. Heidi sent me 77 messages, and I finally said, okay, fine, I'll marry you. I guess I will, if that's what it takes. That's not quite how it went down.
No, not quite.
I just want to see if anybody believed that. So far, I don't think so. Hey, China's Center for Disease Control. I cannot speak today. China's Center for Disease Control says efforts to curb tobacco use in the world's most populous nation have led to no real impact. 301 million Chinese are still smoking. A survey of more than 13,000 people found no significant improvement in their smoking rate since 2002. So here, the advertising they've done has really helped, and all that they've done to extend the awareness of how bad smoking is for you really has helped bring the rate of smokers down. But in China, they're like, yeah, whatever. I'm going to keep smoking. Hey, if you're feeling bummed, you might want to get married. Recent study found that getting married enhances mental health. Do you believe that, Heidi?
Sure.
It says if you're depressed, get married. There's a catch. They also found that if you're not depressed, marriage could have the opposite effect. So if you're happy now and you get married, you might be depressed. That's kind of funny. Hey, a British woman who suffered muscle spasms in her vocal cords was unable to speak for 14 years.
Oh, wow.
She was just able to speak her first words. She got a shot of Botox in her voice box.
What'd she say? What was the first thing she said?
I think that the first words were, I have no idea.
Somebody get me a Big Mac.
I have no clue. I don't know. What would you say if you couldn't speak for 14 years? What would your first words be?
Get me some wine.
I don't think that's what you'd really say, but I think whatever it is you'd really say, we couldn't say on the radio.
It would probably be pick up your underwear.
No, I haven't picked up by then. Hey, recent studies tell us if we sleep more, we'll lose weight. How does it happen? Here's how it works. During sleep, your body secretes a large amount of growth hormone, which tells your body how to break down fat for fuel. Now, if you don't get enough sleep, there isn't enough of this growth hormone to break down the extra fat calories. So your body takes a shortcut, packs it away in your buttocks, back here, your thighs, and your belly.
Yeah.
So wherever you tend to put on weight, I'll bet it's in one of those three places. Or in my case, all three of those.
All three.
Maybe I have one. It says if you want to start losing weight, make sure you get 7.5 to 8 hours of sleep every night.
I agree.
As soon as we get off the radio, I'm going to go take a nap for 7.5 to 8 hours. And finally, our strange law. In my home state of South Dakota, it is illegal to lie down and fall asleep in a cheese factory.
Really?
I don't know that there's a lot of those in South Dakota, but that is the law. It's a strange law. And this has been your Scoop of the Day.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RoughToughKennels.com. Dog kennels and accessories sent to your front door wherever you live. Your dog deserves it. Learn more at RoughToughKennels.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We've got a special guest today to talk to us about something that is a conversation that sometimes is a tough conversation to have. You know, when you've got mom or dad, or maybe it's grandma that's maybe getting to the age where you're kind of concerned about them being on their own. How do you have that conversation about maybe going to the nursing home? And today we're going to be visiting with Chris Orestis. He's the senior healthcare advocate and the CEO of LifeCareFunding. Chris, how are you today, sir?
Great. Thanks for having me on.
We're glad to have you on the program. Now, this is one of those things that it's something that it really is a serious topic, because if mom or dad need the help that they need, but you're too proud or don't want to have the conversation, something really bad could happen, couldn't it?
That's true. And here's the problem. This is a topic that people ignore. It's an uncomfortable topic to think about, to talk about, and really it's one of the most important conversations a family will have. The problem that so many families face is they wait till they're in a crisis, and then they start talking about it. And then you're reacting to a crisis situation. You're on a short time frame. You haven't taken the time to get organized, to understand what you have to work with, to know what it is you don't even know, and that's a real problem that people could.
This portion of the program is brought to you by CarsForSale.com. If you're in the market to buy a car, truck, or van, find thousands of vehicles to choose from at CarsForSale.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Venus is the answer. That is the planet within our solar system with the longest day. How long do you suppose it takes for one day on Venus?
2 years.
No, 244 Earth days. That's 1 day on Venus. That's how long it takes for their planet to rotate once. 244 Earth days. Hey, fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The word laser is actually something that stands for something else. It's a word that LASER stands for light amplification by stimulated emissions by radiation.
I was just going to say that.
I thought so, too. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
due to tectonic shifts, Mount Everest keeps moving northeast every year. How far northeast has it moved since this time last year?
I don't know.
Mount Everest is a mountain. It's a moving mountain. How far do you think it would go?
A mile.
2 inches. Yeah, 2 inches to the northeast. So if you want to climb Mount Everest, you better make sure that you buckle up because it's going fast. 2 inches in a year. It's going to do it for our fun facts. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by StoneGroupArchitects.com. It's more than a building. It's design and function working together. Check out the project portfolio at StoneGroupArchitects.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday. Did you know that this was the final day of Celebration of Love Week?
No.
It started on our anniversary, the 11th. Then we had Valentine's over the weekend, and it goes right up through the 17th. A professor at Bowling Green State University has done a number of studies.
We got married on a good week then.
Apparently. They've done a number of studies on romantic behavior. He asked the adults between the ages of 18 and 79 the most romantic behavior. Here's the top 10. What do you think is a most, if I was to say, what's a romantic behavior, Heidi? What would you say? I'm going to see if it's on the list.
Just snuggling.
Well, we'll see if we say snuggling. Number 10, touching. Like on a hand or a knee, a pat on the shoulder, a head or lap, or sitting on the lap, or playing with your hair. Touching is number 10. Number 9, walking. Just going for a stroll together in the moonlight.
I like that. That's nice.
Number 8, gifts. So giving them something. Expensive or inexpensive, but gifts is number 8 on the list of most romantic behaviors. Number 7, sharing outdoor leisure activities like picnics, beaches, going to the beach, ice skating, a moonlight swim, a drive, fishing, walking in the park. That's number 7. Number 6 would be a hug. So
I love hugs.
Hugs are good. And they say the best are the unexpected hugs. So I think you call that mugging someone. No, yeah. But just sneaking up and, when you're not expecting a hug, I'm supposed to give you a hug. So I think I'm going to do that. Probably like next time you're mowing the lawn or doing something where you're in the middle. I'm going to just come give you a hug. Again, these are romantic behaviors. Number 5, holding hands.
I love holding hands.
Hold my hand for the rest of this break while we talk here. Oh, that is nice. Number 4, something that we do often, talking. Oh,
that's all we
talk romantic. All the time. Number 3, dinner. Making dinner for me or with me. Candlelights, wine, music, no kid. That's a romantic behavior. Number 2 on the list of the most romantic behaviors, flowers. Giving or receiving flowers. And the number 1 is the kiss. So, Heidi, snuggling didn't make the list of the top 10.
Touching did. That's the same thing.
Okay, there you go. I'll go for that. Yeah, that was number 10, so it barely made the list. And again, this was adults between the ages of 18 and 79 for Celebration of Love Week. And today is the final day of Celebration of Love Week. Thanks for listening.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVWheelator.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVWheelator.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
You're seeing more and more places that are becoming smoke-free. Well, there are some places now, like if you work for the city, you cannot smoke. Temple Terrace, Florida, adopted a policy of not hiring any city employees who smoke. Furthermore, if you now work there, you better quit or look for another job. If you smoke, you're likely going to feel this hiring policy is unfair, right? Maybe even illegal. But the city of Temple Terrace obviously does not agree with you. They say it's all about healthier and more productive workforce and reducing the cost of health insurance coverage. Smokers take more sick days. Smokers are ill more often. Smokers take too many breaks from work. And smokers drive up your health insurance costs. Mm-hmm. So the city of Temple Terrace, Florida said if you are a smoker, that's fine and dandy, but you can't work for us. And if you work for us and you smoke, you better look for another job. So I wonder how we're going to see, if we're going to see that catch on all around the country.
I don't know. I can see where they're coming from, though.
And now if you're mandated to have this insurance and they're saying, hey, we got to pay for this insurance, you're not going to smoke.
Right.
So it's all about control, I think, is what's going on. Coming up, got a new recipe to share with you. That's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by GunUp.com. If you're a gun lover, you'll be in heaven at GunUp.com. Built by experienced military veterans, shooting sports competitors, and publishing professionals. They have awesome stories and articles that are read by millions of gun enthusiasts. Check it out at gunup.com.
Got a recipe straight from Malaysia that you're going to want to rush right out and probably not do. Guy was arrested after allegedly boiling food and dirty underwear in the same pot.
Oh.
Yuck. Health
Wow.
officials were about to search the food stand when a man allegedly pulled the underwear out of his cooking pot and threw them into the river. Some stand owners are said to think putting dirty underwear in their cooking pots attracts customers. How? Says the clothing was carried away by the river and could not be retrieved. A spokesperson for the local health office says the man will be charged with obstructing enforcement officers. The offense carries a maximum of 2 years in jail. The spokesperson says this method of using dirty underwear, which is believed to increase demand for food, is an untrue belief and must be stopped. This is from Malaysia. So for those of you planning a trip to Malaysia, steer clear of the food stands. Just saying.
That is nasty.
Very gross. I mean, ugh. Yuck. I don't want to use that recipe. Going to move on to something better. We're going to talk about driving Miss Daisy. Got all kinds of different drivers we're going to chat about. It's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. You can get razors sent to your door each month for just $1, plus a couple of bucks shipping. It's an amazing deal. Log on to dollarshaveclub.com/radio to learn more. That's dollarshaveclub.com/radio. Now, back to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
You'll have to tell me if you think you know anybody that falls in these different categories. We're going to talk about your driving persona. Are you a mean Maureen, a Terry the tailgater, an arrogant Andy, a Steve the speedaholic, a Daphne the ditherer? A company, it says, according to one company, everybody falls into at least one of those personas. According to the petrol company, Jet, it says here, when you get behind the wheel, you automatically fit into one of the following personality patterns. Tell me if you know any of these, Heidi. Mean Marine. Light-lipped, avoiding eye contact, and absolutely refusing to let anyone else in.
No, that's not me.
Terry the tailgater. Sits on your tail and tries to intimidate you to get out of the way.
No.
Arrogant Andy. A queue jumper who zips up the outside or uses hard shoulders to push in at the last minute.
You do that.
I don't know.
Crazy.
I don't. They're saying these people go like on the shoulder of the road to cut in. I would never do that. Never, ever, ever. I'll pull up if somebody waves me in. I'll smile and wave back, and I'll pull in. But I would never do that.
But all the time, like there's a slow lane for a reason. They're slow because there's people merging up ahead. You have to get out of that lane, and so you zip right by everybody and push your way clear to the front. And you
I don't do that.
Try to nose your way into the line.
I don't. I honestly don't do what you just said.
Oh my gosh!
Has that happened before? I'll tell you when it's happened. When I didn't realize that my lane was closing, I'm like, oh, man, my lane's closing. Now I got to get over there. So that's when it's happened.
No. Because I'm on the passenger side, and I'm like, John, you got to get over. You're like, get over up here.
I have no clue what you're talking about. All right, the next category that we're talking about here, Steve the speedaholic, the person whose own ego will not let them slow down. Who's that?
As you.
How can I be both of these?
You clearly can.
How about Daphne the ditherer, crawls along at a snail's pace, failing to signal clearly, stopping and starting at every junction and a roundabout, going slow, no rush to get anywhere. Know anybody like that, Heidi?
No.
I seem to remember you getting yelled at by a guy on a motorcycle once for doing something like that.
No, I almost ran him over. That's why I got yelled at by a guy on a
You are
motorcycle.
Heidi the ditherer. All right, there you go. That little, what do you call it when spouses fight? What was that called? Spousal abuse? You're yelling at me right now?
I'm not yelling.
Brought to you by this company that did the survey, Jet, whoever that is. Thanks, Jet.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV. Call 1-800-259-7646. They have hundreds of channels to choose from, with many packages to fit your viewing desires. Learn more at 1-800-259-7646.
We always try to wrap things up around here with some positive news. And boy, I need that after getting my tail chewed by Heidi, saying that I'm a terrible driver.
I did not chew your butt.
I think you did too. Hey, don't despair. You're not alone. If you're waiting on that special someone in your life, here are 6 P's to waiting well. Number 1, priorities. What or whom are you putting first in your life? They're saying, make sure you put the right priorities, and then all of a sudden, you're going to have the things that you're waiting for. Number 2 on the list, where does this come from? I don't even know where this came from. Number idea. 2 on the list, though, is prayer. I like that. Prayer is cool. These are all the 6 P's, they say. Number 3 is passion. Live your dreams. What do you think of that?
Mm-hmm. I love that.
Number 4, perseverance.
Love that.
Trust in the one who loves you the most to bring you what is the best. Number 5, praise. Thank God for all he's done and is doing in your life. And the number 6 of the 6 P's is peace. It says God is sovereign. He's in control, and he knows what he's doing. So I've got a link. I haven't clicked on this, but that will tell you a little more about all of those. So I'll throw that on our Facebook page. Maybe I should have checked that before reading it. I might have known a little more about what I was just reading there. But I found this, and it was some good news. It was
pretty unclear as you started going through that. I was like, I don't even know where this is coming from or where we're going with
Isn't
this.
it good that it's over then?
It is good, yes.
And I apologize for that. Promise tomorrow I'll be a little better. I was still licking my wounds from, the thing you did a little bit ago.
Whatever.
Telling me I'm an arrogant Andy in the car, and I'm not. I'm clearly a Steve the Speedaholic. I know which category I fit into, Heidi. Don't try to pigeonhole me into the wrong category now. Good news. It's time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening on this Wednesday to the John and Heidi Show.
Time now for the bonus break. Only available here on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
And your bonus break is brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club. You can learn more at dollarshaveclub.com/radio. And you know what? This might be our final program brought to you by them. I've got somebody else that's going to be the sponsor on this.
Really?
Yeah. I got to get all the details wrapped up, and I hope that I'll have my my copy in front of me here for tomorrow. And still, big fan of Dollar Shave Club, and I'll continue to use the razors. And they did not send us a cease and desist order. They didn't. No, but I've got somebody else that they're doing quite a bit of stuff with us, and I thought, I think I'm gonna make them the sponsor on this too. So, anyway, thanks Dollar Shave Club, and if you'd like to get their razors. Might be the last time I tell you to go to dollarshaveclub.com/radio. Police arrested an Arkansas man for allegedly slapping his own barcodes on cans of baby formula at a Walmart supercenter in Rogersville.
Oh.
The list price was somewhere between $10 and $20, but he put barcodes on them that said they were $1.89.
Oh.
A search warrant revealed that Brahim Abdel Fattah had $15,000 worth of formula in his van. That's 1,000 cans, all from different stores throughout India, Kentucky, and Ohio. What did he need all that baby formula for? That's a lot of baby formula.
India?
No, this was in Indiana, Kentucky, and Ohio. India. Oh, I'm sorry. Indiana is what I meant. And
I was going to say, wow, he sure made a trek. He went from India, then to Kentucky and Ohio.
No, Indiana, Kentucky, and Ohio. I'm sorry. And he was an Arkansas man. Anyway, he must have a lot of babies, apparently.
Or he was just going to turn around and resell that formula.
That could be, too. Goldana, Louisiana's Charles Chase Nobles was only arrested once, but he's already looking at 2 strikes against him. After getting a call from a neighbor, police arrested Noble for breaking into a house. Officers found Nobles inside, sitting at the computer where he was attempting to make counterfeit money. So
oh, boy.
He broke into somebody else's home to make counterfeit money.
Wow.
That's kind of an interesting concept.
Because if they were able to trace it back to a computer, it wouldn't have anything to do with him.
I don't know.
And the people in the house would be able to say, I don't know anything about this.
What are you talking about? It was from my computer. No way. All right. Hey, it takes more than a great disguise to be a great bank robber. 18-year-old Jesse Fetterman has been charged with robbing a bank in Adams, New York. Jesse thought that his crime was really well thought out, but he wore a ski mask, so he thought nobody's going to be able to identify me. Unfortunately, he didn't think to conceal his getaway car or his license plate.
Which was personalized?
Witnesses got a good look at both, which belonged to Jesse, as police tracked him down at his home 45 minutes later.
Oh,
so
man.
It doesn't say they were personalized, but when he ran out wearing a ski mask,
and jumps in
the
a
bank
car,
alarm is going off,
people
jumps
are
in the car
take
out
notice.
Front. It's not like they're going to say,
going to jot that down.
You know what that guy was up to. No, I'm pretty sure you know what that guy was up to. And we're going to wrap things up with the top 10 church signs. You ready for that?
Sure.
Excuse me. Got a bit of a thing going on here. Number 10. These are all signs that are real signs from churches. You are not too bad to come in. You are not too good to stay out. I like that.
Yeah.
Number 9, come in and have your faith lifted. I like
cute.
that. Number 8, come in and let us prepare for your finals.
Oh.
Come in and let us prepare you for your finals. There you go. Number 7, real church signs. No matter how much you nurse a grudge, it won't get better. Yeah, that's true. Number 6, everything you always wanted to know about heaven and hell, but were afraid to ask. And this was at an Arizona church in August. You know, it's really hot there, especially in August. It says, you think it's hot here? Question mark. Number 4, what on earth are you doing for heaven's sake? What do you I like that.
Yeah.
Real church signs. Fight truth decay. Study the Bible daily. Like that. Number 2 on the list. Where will you be sitting in eternity? Smoking or non-smoking? And the number 1 of the top 10 church signs says, come work for the Lord. The work is hard, the hours are long, and the pay is low. But the retirement benefits are out of this world. Love it. There you go. Some fun stuff for our bonus break. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.